Okay, good. How are you
Hi,
today, John?
I'm very well. Where are you? That was beautiful.
Uh, Yucca Valley, California.
Oh, great.
That's quite a nice. That's not a backdrop. It's real. I mean, it's the real stuff in my back. So you're in New York.
Well, yeah, I live in New York. At this moment, I also have a house in Provincetown, Massachusetts on Cape Cod.
Cool,
And we
cool.
just got here. We're going to be here for a couple of weeks. So I'm speaking to you
Okay.
from
Thank,
Massachusetts.
thank you for taking the time to be with us. And on such a short notice, people don't know that, but backstage, we've been trying to have you for a long time, and you're just jumping on a call right now, so we can have you and promote the short film we have in selection. Is the Desecrated. Am I correct
Yes,
with that
that's right.
pronunciation? The Desecrated. Cool. Can you tell us a little bit about the film? Where does it come from, and what's the pitch? And just present the film.
Well, the movie started out as a proof of concept
Okay.
piece for a feature film
Okay.
version, which I've written and I will direct. And we're trying to raise money for that now. And so we thought it might be helpful to have a little 7 minute kind of sample
Yeah.
of creepiness of the film and the look of the film and the feel of it. So we did it, and it was really only meant for possible investors and producers. But we got such a good reaction to the film that we started putting into film festivals, and we started, getting really nice notices, and just kind of took a life of its own. So
Yeah.
I still haven't been able to make the feature version,
It
but the
is.
short is killing it on the festival circuit.
It's a cool short. It's exactly what kind of a short film should be in some ways: a concept, an atmosphere, and very short.
Yes,
And whether you like it or not, it's not gonna last that long. So you may enjoy it a lot. And if you get the chance to see it in a film festival and you happen to don't like it, it's gonna go away quickly. So there is my point is there is a strong concept to it. It's not really a script, it's more like a scene of the film,
right.
of what should be the future film. Am I correct?
Yes, exactly, exactly.
So when did you shoot this one?
We shot this in 2018, in the
Okay, quite recent.
spring of 2018,
Okay. Um,
pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID, yeah. Where are you at with that feature film stuff?
We have Stephen Lang attached in a role, and we are out to investors. We have a business plan put together. We have a shooting schedule. We've got pretty much all the key players of the crew, attached to
Good,
it.
good, good.
And we're just trying to go out there and get the money for it. It's a very tough environment, of course,
It
to raise
is.
money in.
It is even more now with all
Yeah,
the uncertainty and everything. You
yeah.
Let's keep going on the film. I know you shoot a lot of films. You made a lot of short films, and each and every one of them is very different from the other. So how do you navigate so easily from comedy to horror to drama? Do you have any genre you like, or do you just want to explore everything?
I'm pretty eclectic in what I like and what I get
You
excited about. I'm interested really in so many different genres. I do have a special affinity for horror.
okay?
As a kid, I loved horror movies, and they took me out of my world, and so I always have that throwback. When I see a good horror
Yeah,
movie, being a kid and having that great pleasure. So I do love horror movies. I love dark thrillers, but I also love comedy, and I've made a few, not as many as I've made of the darker movies, but uh, it just comes from being interested, in everything and just curious about everything.
yeah. I actually we run another film festival in Yucca Valley, where I am right now, and we had another film of yours, which was Extra Innings,
Right? Yes.
that
Yeah.
was in competition, and I think you won. I think you won best script with this one. I'm
I
not
think that's
sure. I gotta check on that. So, and that one, I'm bringing it up because that one, Extra Innings, was kind of a drama comedy. It was a drama, but still made in a light way.
yeah.
And the Desecrated that we have in Paris now is very different. Do you? pick different cameras and different lenses and different equipment depending on the film you shoot, or do you have like a go-to camera you want to use every time?
Yeah, we always use an Alexa,
Alexa? Yeah,
and
the look of it.
my director of photography, Ross Berryman,
Uh-huh.
we've done a lot of things together. So we kind of have a shorthand, and
Yeah,
the crew, we all kind of a shorthand. But basically, it comes down to more about the lighting,
yeah.
and how you light something for the mood and the tone, whether it's going to be dark and moody and scary, or a little lighter.
That
Okay.
was that was the setup, and that was my follow-up question. How did you work on the light for the desecrated? The contrasts, the greens and the grays, because it happens in a morgue. So
Yeah.
how did you build that with a DP?
Well, again, it helps having a shorthand. It helps that I've also written the script, so I have an advantage in that I really, really understand what I want to see, how I want it to look. And so Ross and I will just, we'll go to the location and we'll look at it, and a lot of times the mood is indicated very clearly in the script. Pools of light, or shadows, and then we'll look at the location, decide where we want to keep light away from, and what sort of the palette's going to be. We did decide in this one to go very blue green because it
Yeah,
felt kind of cold and death-like.
it does.
Yeah, yeah. And it's interesting that that morgue was actually a very bizarre situation, but it was a standing morgue set that this company rents out to people who need
Okay. Yeah.
morgues, for film and television. However, it is next door to an actual autopsy room that works, and the company that owns both entities is called 1-800-Autopsy.
Oh my God.
I'm not kidding. It's deadly serious. And this is a company that if if someone in your family has died, or you can't, you don't want like if the authorities won't do an autopsy,
You can call them
or you're
and
not satisfied with the autopsy results from the authorities, you can hire this company to come, and they'll take the body and they'll do their own autopsy, private autopsy. And so they were doing this while we were shooting. We only shot there for 2 days, but we would be outside taking a break, and we'd see body bags coming in to this autopsy room. It was crazy. It was really nuts. That
oh,
was my
that that
experience.
that must bring you that must put you in the right mood for that film. You,
Right, exactly, exactly.
you didn't
The
have to
funny thing
fake it.
he actually, the guy was very gregarious, the owner, very fun guy, and he offered to let us see the autopsy room in between autopsies.
Yeah.
So of course I had to do that.
Yeah, you have to.
But the amazing thing was that it was completely stark, bright white,
Yeah.
not a shadow anywhere, and not really spooky, although I guess it had its own kind of spookiness, because just the brightness. It was, you couldn't hide anything in this room. It was just all evenly bright.
Maybe they do
Very,
light it that way so the people that work here don't feel spooky at all, I guess.
I suppose, yeah. I don't think they think about mood at all. I just think they think about, we have to see what we're doing,
Yeah,
and
true,
that's it. If
true.
they don't,
Tell me a little bit about Stacy, the actress, Stacey Farber. How did you get her to be in the movie?
Well, I have a casting director, two casting directors, Russell Boast and Debbie Manwiller, who are just brilliant and friends of mine, and we worked together for a long time. And they recommended Stacy, and also Marsha Moran, who plays the corpse. And it's I think it's appealing to an actor because it's just a couple of days. There's no real money involved because we do it through SAG, but it's still a very low rate because
Yeah.
it's just a little bit too short. But it's something I could do in LA because I shoot these mostly in LA. Um, uh, it's something they can do quickly and easily to get to meet new connections, new people. And I think from Stacey's point of view, I don't think she'd ever done a horror movie. And so, and there's very little dialogue, so it's all pure acting.
Yeah.
So I think that's what appealed to her about it, and that's why she wanted to do it.
Okay, cool. That's true. She doesn't have a line in the film.
She has no dialogue.
She has
Yeah.
no dialogue, so it's everything on the face. It's pure acting. That's we have a few movies like that this year in the festival, and
Uh-huh.
it's interesting because you don't need dialogue to notice the acting talent of a performer at all. If they know what they're doing, it's gonna see on screen. It's gonna read. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is your next project right now? What are you working on? Except the feature film, do you have any other short that you're going to be shooting? I know you shot a short film also during COVID
Yes.
with two amazingly great actors. The movie is Exit Package with
Yes.
oh my God, Henry Cerny,
Harry
who
Cherry. Yes. Yes.
Revenge, and the other guy Kirk Acevedo, who was in 12 Monkeys.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
I had the chance to see that film in another festival, and it's kind of four people having
Yeah.
a talk on Zoom,
Yeah.
and everything that happens through Zoom goes beyond Zoom, and it's about financial bribery and everything. How did you manage to put this short film together despite of COVID and the situation?
Yeah. It came out of being really, because I had another short film that I had written in January. That was I was supposed to shoot in May in Los
Okay,
Angeles.
get
And
canceled.
sorry.
Get canceled.
Exactly. Yeah. Because we obviously we couldn't do it. I was so frustrated because I really was so looking forward to making a movie. And so I started thinking about, and of course, like all of us, we're doing everything through Zoom. So I
Yeah,
started thinking about, is there a movie I can make? You can record on Zoom.
yeah.
So is there a movie I can do? And I started to think about what that could be, and like a little murder mystery. And that's just how it came about. And it was a little more complicated than it looks because I want to try to keep it moving. I want to try to have people get their get the computers and move around and go different places, and so you're not just kind of stage bound during this whole thing.
Yeah.
Um, and we had one actor who had to come to another actor's house with the cop
Yep.
because he had to investigate the disappearance. So that took a lot of
Coordination.
to figure out how we get the other guy out of there to make it safe for him to come in there. So it was a lot of fun, and the actors were so excited to do it because they were so bored.
Yeah.
We're stuck at home, we can't work.
So
And
that's interesting because as a filmmaker, that means you took advantage of COVID to write a script tailor-made for the COVID situation, and you had the chance to work with actors because they had nothing else to do, so they wanted
right,
to do it.
right,
That's a way to turn the table around. I love that. I love
right.
the proactive thinking. That's cool.
Yeah.
Um, so did you make any feature film already?
I've made 4 feature films.
Okay.
The last one I did was an independent film called White Irish Drinkers, and that premiered at Toronto and had a very small release. But it's become like one of these film festival darlings. People,
Yeah.
it's a kind of a crowd pleasing film. I did a couple of big studio movies back in the 90s. And my very first film was a feature film back in the 80s, which we shot in Boston. But mostly I've worked in television. That's been my, it's been my passion really for most of my career, especially now because there's just so many,
It's a creative
writing is so good in
that got no
TV.
limit.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Despite
so much
all
better.
despite all that, you keep coming back to making short films.
Yeah.
So do you do it because you get frustrated or do you do it for fun?
It's really both, I guess. But I made a short film in Paris actually called French Kiss.
Okay.
I did that. That was a more commercial film I did for Marriott. It was a 23
Yeah.
minute piece for them. And then I hadn't made another short until I did The Desecrated. But I had such fun doing The Desecrated. And we went around to different film festivals where it played. And it was just so great to meet other filmmakers and talk about film and see other movies. And I just want to make more shorts. I just want to keep doing it.
Yeah.
So I try to make at least 1 or 2 a year. And I've
Wow.
done that so far.
That's a lot already.
Yeah, yeah. And in the meantime, I'm developing TV and doing things, but it all goes at such a slow pace.
Yeah.
Making shorts keeps me sane, and it keeps me nimble, and keeps me working with my people I like to work with. So it's all good.
I totally feel you. It's such a long process every time you want to make a film that the
Yeah.
short format allows you to stay creative in more less complicated ways in some forms.
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to add regarding the Desecrated? Anything you want the audience to know?
No, just to know that it comes from a true love of Gothic horror.
Yeah, I think it reads even the color grading and the mood of the film. yeah, I know what you feel. But so we're gonna leave the people enjoy the film and enjoy this Q&A. Thank you, John, for being with us and taking the time. I really appreciate it.
Thanks
And
for having me.
I really believe we're gonna cross path again because you're making so many movies. I'm gonna see you again somewhere around another film festival. That's for sure.
I hope so. I hope so. Great.
Thank you.
All
Have
right.
an excellent rest of your day and see you during the festival.
Okay. Thanks. Bye bye.
Bye bye.